In this recording, we're going to work through the last three exercises on our FIFO LIFO weighted average worksheet, starting with 6-8. So this will be numbers 4, 5, and 6. So Trey Monson starts a merchandising business on December 1st and has three inventory purchases. Here on December 7th, they bought some. On December 14th, they bought some. And on December 21st, they bought some. And he sells 15 units for $20 each on December 15th. So first we're going to do FIFO. So let's go. You can see I've already filled in some stuff. On December 7th, he bought 10 units at $6, $60 worth of inventory. Then on the 14th, he bought 20 units at $12. Well, he already had 10 units in inventory, didn't he? So now he's going to have a second layer of inventory that costs him $12 a unit. I'll call it the red layer and the blue layer. What's the value of his inventory? 240 plus 60 is $300. Not minus 300, but 300. Now, what happens on the 15th? He sold 15 units. So this is FIFO. We're doing first in, first out. Our first units in were our red layer. We sold 15. There's only 10 units, so we're going to use up all 10 units in that red layer that cost me $6 each. AK $60 worth of inventory. Well, I sold 15, so I've used up all of them. I have to go to my blue layer and use up 5 of them. And they cost $12 each. 5 times 12 is also $60. Why do I do that? To make the math easy, huh? So what's our cost of goods sold? $120 right there. First layer, next layer. What's our inventory balance? Well, the red layer is gone. 5 of the blue layer is gone, so I must have 15 of them left. And they cost me $12 each for $180 worth of inventory. What's the next thing Mr. Trey Monson does? On December 21st, he buys more stuff. 15 units at $14. Well, what did he have in his possession? Well, he had the 15 units at $12. They were still there. Now he's buying the green stuff. 15 units. I'm calling it a green layer. Let's make it green. And it's 15 units at $14. At 14. So there's his inventory. 15 times 14 is 210. 15 times 12 is 180. 210 plus 180 is $390 worth of inventory. And his cost of goods sold was 120. Okay. That's FIFO. Let's do the same thing using LIFO then. I've got everything already filled in. We still bought the red layer on December 7th, $60 worth of stuff. On the 14th, we still bought some $12 stuff. So I have two layers, an old layer and a new layer. This time we're using LIFO, last in, first out. So what am I going to pick for my 15 units? I'm going to pick blue ones because that was the most recent layer and they cost me $12 each. My cost of goods sold then is $180. Guess I ought to make that blue too, shouldn't I? Boom. So cost of goods sold is 180. What's left in inventory? Well, I had 20 of these blue ones. I used 15, so I got 5 blue ones left, and I got all the red ones left, don't I? Haven't touched them. So what's my inventory? 60 and 60 is 120. What's the last thing we did? The last thing he went and he bought himself 15 more units. He's an optimist. So what does his inventory look like after he bought them? Well, he's got the oldest red layer. He's got 5 of the blue ones left, and now he's got all of the green ones left. 210 and 120 is $320. 330, right? Okay. That's using LIFO. LIFO. Lastly, weighted average. Weighted average. What do? Remember, we calculate a new average whenever we buy something. So here we bought 10 units at $6. Well, the average is $6. That's all we've bought. What happens next? Next, we bought 20 more units at $12. So we have to find the weighted average. So 10 times 6 equals 60. Oops. 10 times 6 equals 60. 20 times 12 equals 240. Oops. It's going the wrong place. Maybe stick it in there, huh? Equals 240. So I've got to take 60 plus 240 is 300 and divide it by 30 units. My average is $10. Okay, I got that. 10 times 6 is 60. 20 times 12 is 240. 240 plus 60 is 300. 300 divided by 30 units is a $10 average cost. Now, when we sold our 15 units, then what do we use for our cost? We use our average. $10 is our average cost, so that's what we use. So cost of goods sold is $150. What's left? Well, I had 30 units. I sold 15, so I think I got 15 left. And the cost is the $10 average that I calculated. Now, Mr. Monson on the 21st buys more stuff. He buys 15 units at $14. How does he figure out the average? Well, 15 plus 10 is 150, right? 15 times 14 is 210. 150 plus 210 is 360. 360 divided by 30 units gives me $12 a unit is my new average. Okay, so cost of goods sold was 150, and my inventory is 30 units at 12 or $360. How did I get 360? 15 times 10 is 150. 15 times 14 is 210. 150 plus 210 is 360. How many units do I have? 15 and 15 is 30. 360 divided by 30 is a $12 average cost. So that's 3 more transactions or 3 more sets of transactions, one with FIFO, one with LIFO, one with weighted average.